And we're back!
Yay!
Yep. Hoorah!
Yay!
Yay!
Welcome. Yes, it's the GameCola podcast, hour number 5, and here with me are Daniel Castro, Nathaniel Hoover, and Paul Franzen. Everyone, introduce yourselves.
Hi, I'm Nathaniel Hoover. I do a whole bunch of different columns.
Hi, I'm Alex Jedraszczak, and
I'm Paul.
Wonderful. I love the organization. 5 hours in, and we still got this.
When we don't do it live, we usually plan this part out.
Yeah, before the podcast starts.
Yes. All right. I'm Paul Franzen. I'm GameCola's editor-in-chief.
I'm Daniel Castro, author of the Don't Be That Guy column.
And I'm Nathaniel Hoover, author of a whole bunch of different columns, including now Spam Attack, as well as a couple of other things like Flash Flood, Sprite Flicker, and the lazy administrator of the GameCola YouTube channel.
True.
I keep seeing you say lazy. I would not say lazy. I think you do a great job with the YouTube channel.
Oh, thank you, Paul.
Yeah, no problem.
No, I don't need to
shut up already
because I have Paul's blessing.
Actually, I was going to say something about you can lazily administrate my upcoming Let's Play, but I think that will spawn another how to pronounce a certain game's name discussion.
Oh, Crystalis?
Yes. Bad
Yes,
news.
thank you, Paul. Crystalis.
I hate you guys.
Of course, I will say I did not actually know what Crystalis was until you guys started talking about it. So
That's because you knew it as Crystalis, and that's the end of this conversation.
I don't think that's... Well, I also pronounce Mario very differently from the world. It's weird, actually, how I do it correctly and no one else in the world does it correctly, but it is what it is.
Yes. Also, Daniel, Rizaman, Daniel, are you in the chat?
Yeah, I'm I.
Oh, okay.
I'm reading Riziman's right away.
Yeah, because I was about to ask, because you didn't mention your comic.
Yeah, well, that's part of a personal thing, you know. It's on my blog, Riziman. You can check it down my articles. There's a link to my blog where you can keep reading River City Pixels, by the way.
Okay, Nathaniel, now it's your turn to plug your own personal website.
All right, so I co-write a geek blog with a friend of mine. It's called Expanding Your Horizons, so www.expanding, E-X-F, I can't spell live, so it's like expanding, but with an F, for fandoms. And we talk about all sorts of video games and comic books and all sorts of geeky paraphernalia. It's wonderful.
Wait, now, Paul, you have a website, don't you? You can...
Yeah, I was wondering if I was going to get to plug something too. Yes, it actually just restarted. The new season is up as of yesterday.
GameCola.net.
No, I run a yard sale blog, yardsailing2adventure.wordpress.com. Yesterday I found a really old TV and a rain suit that came with a pair of matching pants.
I saw that rain suit.
Yes, I'm kind of upset that I didn't buy it. And there was also a duster that had the face of a sheep. It was pretty cool.
Yes. Oh, Kevin wants to retroactively plug his website. Does he have a website? No.
No, he does not. Wait, he has a Twitter. We can plug his Twitter.
Okay.
It's C-Man Tito, something like that.
Yeah, that's right. C-Man Tito.
Yeah,
Yeah.
C-M-A-N-T-I-T-O. Yep, there it is. At C-Man Tito. So everyone follow Kevin and visit all of our websites.
Yes.
But mine first. Anyway,
yes. GameCola.net.
You want to start us off with a discussion topic?
Uh-oh.
Absolutely. So I know that we've been podcasting for a while, but I'm not sure. I just woke up not horribly long ago, and completely missed all of the talking before that. So have we covered yet how we all got to be writing for GameCola?
No.
I don't think so. No.
Okay, that was all I wanted to know. Next topic.
Jetty, you go first.
Should I? I was thinking newbies should go first, so Daniel.
Okay. Well, I got trolled from Bitmob by Paul.
What's a bitmob? I don't live on the internet very well.
Okay, Bitmob is bitmob.com, a site that offers, space for people to upload their articles and stuff. So Paul saw my article over there, and I don't know, why don't you say the rest, Paul? What happened?
I saw your article, thought it was, yeah. I mean, I saw your article posted during one of my weekly trolls of Bitmob and Structoids blogs to find new writers. I read it, and I thought it was excellent, so I just emailed you and asked you to join the site. And then you said yes.
Yeah, and that's pretty much it.
Cool.
Nathaniel, when...
Yeah, I was going to say, I was trying to figure out, Jetty, you've been here longer than I have, so I would be the next newbie in line.
When did you start? I was going to ask.
2009, January.
Oh, really? Okay, then yes, you're next. Noob.
Okay. So there was a time during my first full-time job, and there was a point where we were lucky to get an hour of work per day. So with really nothing else to work on, we sort of needed to figure out ways to entertain ourselves. So after doing absolutely everything possible to clean up the office, put it in order, there was physically nothing I could even make up for myself for work. So I said, why don't I see what's out on the internet? People write things. I like writing. So I got to writing for game FAQs and got a couple of reviews of the Space Quest games and half of a walkthrough for Jetpack for the PC, which is fantastic, and a couple of other random things up there. And Paul must have, I don't know, read game FAQs or something.
Yeah, that was when Game FAQs was still on my list of sites to visit. It has since been cut.
Okay.
We already got the best writer we could ever get from Game FAQs, Nathaniel.
Aw.
I thought,
I'm also blushing.
didn't Michael Gray also?
Nicola Suprak came from Game FAQs last year. But
Oh.
It actually just very recently got cut from my rotation because I was just getting completely sick of the awful introductions that you see in this post, like, Mega Man is a game for the NES. It came out in 1993. Or, I've played Mega Man for 150 years. I just, I could not.
I started my reviews on game FAQs.
I could not sit through any more of those. But anyway, continue, Nathaniel. Sorry.
Well, no, that was about it. Then I got roped into it, and I've been here ever since.
Thanks.
And have accidentally tried to take over the site once or twice, but Paul's, put me back in line.
Yes.
Yeah, I see that happen.
I guess that's my cue to go. Paul posted on LiveJournal on a game development community that he wanted people to write for his internet website, and actually my girlfriend at the time suggested that I go apply to this, and I was like, I don't know, and she forced me to, and I did, and then I sent him a link to my own personal website that I had at the time, which contained many hilarious articles and such, and Paul, for some reason, actually decided to hire me onto the staff. So.
Oh, it's because you had such a fun writing style. It's really difficult to find amateur writers posting things like. I think a lot of times when people are posting on sites like Game FAQs or Bitmob, they're trying really hard to sound serious and professional, and in doing so, the reviews kind of come out really dry. So I get really excited when I find a writer such as Jetty or Nathaniel or Daniel who really seem to have a lot of fun with their articles, and then I immediately try to steal them from my website.
Yes, I always sort of wondered what it was about my website that you were like, man, yes, that guy.
That's it. It was fun.
Yeah.
So, Paul, what prompted you and or anyone else involved to start GameCola?
Yeah.
I may have mentioned this before on the podcast. I'm not sure, but I started GameCola when I was a high school junior. Because my brother had a movie review newsletter that he was doing at the time and was pretty successful in doing that. And I was like, hey, I could do that with video games. And then I did. I set up a little group on Yahoo Groups. I wrangled Matt to write a few articles for me. I wrote a few articles, and then I sent it out to, at the time, our 12 subscribers.
12 subscribers.
Wow.
Yep.
Which for the time was like big doings.
Yeah.
I believe at least two of the email addresses on that mailing list were me.
Point stands.
But yeah.
So now that we know... go ahead, Paul.
No, I was just going to say I wish there was an interesting story of why the website was called GameCola, but it was really just that I was looking at magazines like GamePro and things like Game Informer, and I wanted it to be Game something. And then I looked over at my recycling bin and figured it out from there.
Wow.
Really all there was to it. Anyway, go ahead, Nathaniel.
Yeah, sure. Jetty, do you mind if I've got a couple of conversation topics here. Do you mind if I play like backseat podcast driver for a couple minutes?
That would be great considering that I'm doing this all day.
Awesome. Okay, so I'm your relief podcaster for now.
Yes.
So we now know how we all got here. What is it that is keeping us writing for GameCola?
What is keeping us? Sorry, go ahead.
Well, or why are we encouraged to continue writing?
GameCola is all I have.
Well, I was going to say, I think for most people, what encourages them to keep writing is Paul pestering them.
Yeah.
I was expecting like
truth to that.
I was expecting threats of bodily harm after some of the responses that we had. I think it was for the 9th anniversary of GameCola. We wrote about how we all got here, and most of them were Paul forcing his way into people's homes and kidnapping them in the night and, chaining them to a desk to write for GameCola.
That's right.
I seem to recall Matt Gardner claiming that I had his child, Tifa Gardner, locked in my basement.
Yikes.
So I would imagine that's the real reason that we can't talk about on the podcast for why we're all still writing. I know for me, I love the community of gamers that we have because we actually are funny people, I would like to think, whose writing I enjoy reading. And it's been fun to collaborate. Like Paul and I just collaborated on yesterday's Archive Dive post, which was super fun.
I can't believe how well that worked, too. I thought we did each other's throats,
we really moved back and forth pretty well.
But
it's been great to collaborate with people. It's been fun to have an outlet for my favorite fandom that is strictly dedicated to video games, because I do write about video games occasionally on Expanding Your Horizons, but it's more of a, all of my interest page. And I try, I don't always succeed, not to get too bogged down on any one topic, but it's great to have a place that's like totally video games, all creativity for, whatever we feel like talking about, and a whole bunch of people to circulate from, so I don't feel compelled to need to write every single day.
Well, yeah.
And also, I'm not much of a quitter unless I quit, so.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. Like, I have fun, and that's mostly what I'm looking for. I don't know.
Right?
Well, yeah. That's the point of the site. I want our writers, our podcasters, our videoers, I want them to have fun in producing the content that they are producing. Otherwise, it's not like we're getting paid for this, so might as well.
Yes, the great GameCola staff salary.
Yeah, what happened to the Google ad money that we were promised, Paul?
Yeah, you were telling us that we would get paid our portion of that based on how much we contribute in a month.
Well, we actually our ad revenue has seen a nice upswing over the last several months. For a while, we went like a year and we had earned $3, I believe, through our ads.
Well, I thought at one point
now,
you were saying it was like 76 cents a day.
It was at one point.
For like a whole day?
No, for almost a week.
Wow.
It went back down though. But we have something like $16.71 in the GameCola coffers right now.
Wow.
So
that's actually an appreciable amount. You can almost get a check now.
Actually, no. With AdSense, we can get a check now. They pay out at every $10.
Oh, I thought it was 20.
No, it's 10. Although I was just checking this the other day. We actually still have our Google AdSense account from the old site, and that actually has $36 sitting in it, but they don't pay out until $100. So
really,
yeah. I mean, if we wanted to, we could actually run an additional Google ad on the website and try to pick that up, but
that will take a while.
Yeah, I keep thinking about it. Yeah.
But, no, actually, I agree a lot with what Nathaniel was saying about. I like the community. I like being here, talking about whatever I feel like on a video game website. I think that's a big part of it, just having the freedom to post basically whatever I feel like. Helps a lot. But I mean, Paul, you and I have been talking about like the people that we've collected all have different backgrounds and different abilities, and it's very useful to be able to tap into that. For example, if I were to want to develop a video game, it's nice to have this group of people here open to me.
Well, I mean, that's exactly what I'm doing in the game I'm working on, Life in the Dorms. I mean, I have Colin Greenhalgh, he did the art for the game. Jetty, you're going to be testing. Christian was testing it. Matt was testing it. Nicola was testing it. I mean, I've been trying to reach out to people as I can. Sorry, Nathaniel and Daniel, you guys did.
Because, well, I'm the kind of guy who wants to test your adventure game because I will eat everything if the option is available.
I intentionally did not put an eat option in the game because of
because of me.
I thought you could get ramen or something in your game.
You can get ramen, but you can use it as an inventory item. You don't get to eat it.
Yeah, I was going to say, I wouldn't eat ramen. I would use it on everything else first.
Yes. What was it? I mentioned earlier that I was watching the Let's Play of Deja Vu, and Paul, you had pointed out that there is a hit button. But it's weird because they use hit in such a general concept that, like, anything that you would touch is a hit. So, like, if you want to go in the elevator, you punch the elevator, apparently.
Oh. Yeah, I think there were some, like, old Sierra games where you could use, like, and probably Nathaniel can correct me about this because I'm probably making this up, but I think you could occasionally use, like, the talk option, which was like a mouth to also, like, drink and eat things.
Oh,
Maybe
interesting.
not.
No, that's totally right.
It is totally right. Yeah, I don't know. That confused me a little bit.
Well, it was just interact with your mouth, interact with your hand,
Yes,
interact with your
okay.
eye, and it's whatever action, whatever kind of
Yeah.
interaction is most appropriate for that. Like in Space Quest 1, if you try and talk to the pool of acid, it's not actually talking, it's interacting with your mouth. So you drink the acid and then you have no head.
Thanks.
Yeah, see, I think coming from more of a LucasArts background, that confused me because I'm used to there being very definitive verbs like walk,
Yes.
pick up, use. Okay, so mouth must always be talked to then because it just must represent talk instead of
And also
lick.
bob, float, drift, and all of the other good ones.
I believe there was an achievement for that on the Xbox version of Monkey Island,
yeah?
in fact.
Nice.
Great game.
Thanks. What are these guys talking about in the chat?
I think the chat room stopped listening to us a while ago.
Yeah, we're over here.
Small girl still.
Yeah, we're over here working up some nostalgia about old school GameCola, and these people are talking about, what was it? Sex by Raiden?
Okay.
Can you give a shout out to my friend Michelle?
I would like.
No.
That's what I was. I would like to give a shout out to Michelle. She's awesome.
Whoever that is.
Oh, Michelle's great.
So another thing that I've noticed that I wanted to chip in about, we were talking about just enjoying the community of writers and being at GameCola. I think all of our writing styles, for those of us who actually look back through the archives every so often, has really improved as we've gone along, because I think it's great to have the feedback from a group of people who may be coming to GameCola for articles that are completely different than the kind that you normally write, and then they just might say, oh, hey, look, this random person is writing an article, and then you get feedback from them sometimes, and you see the writing styles of other people who don't write like you, and so it's been nice to sort of grow and change as a writer.
Yeah, actually.
I agree. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say that, yeah, I notice, when I look back at some of the earlier stuff, just, but then,
Hey, you're lucky, Jetty. Your archive only goes back as far as like 2007. I got stuff on there from when I was in high school.
True. But I think, I've definitely developed, and especially, my podcasting skills, my audio editing, and my, also my ability to lead a podcast has definitely, gotten better. So,
Good job, Jetty.
Yeah, there's definitely a bit of development there. Hold on, someone said something. Oh, sorry, I want to interrupt for a second. Matt Gardner asked, how old is our audience? And Paul, do you want to mention the discovery we made?
Oh, wait, I do not remember off the top of the head what it was. I can look it up, or do you remember?
I'm on Facebook. Let me go search for GameCola.
Because our Facebook page on Facebook, appropriately, gives us statistics on who is a fan of us.
Yeah, okay. So it says we have 2,361 likes. The most popular week was November 6th, 2011. The most popular city is Los Angeles, California. And the most popular age group is... You ready for this? Wait, okay, let's take some guesses. Daniel, what do you think it's going to be?
17th?
17?
Yeah.
Okay, let's see Nathaniel.
We talking about the most popular city? Because I don't remember 17th anywhere.
No, age group.
Age range.
Oh,
yeah.
Age group.
Yeah.
I'm seeing a lot of numbers in the chat that are leading me to believe somewhere in the 13 to 15 range. But I know that all of our mothers read GameCola instead, so let's probably bump that up a little.
Well, okay, actually, you guys are all correct. It is 13 to 17.
Wow.
Yes.
So hopefully no one in that age range is reading the things we have tagged not safe for work or minors. Maybe we should
maybe
alter
that's
that
what's
tag.
attracting them to the site. It's hard to tell.
Well, they should not be reading it.
Oh, man, I just remember back when I was like 12 and I was first getting on the internet and I was signing up for a forum that said I had to be at least 13. I was like, I'm signing up anyway.
Yeah, did you see that South Park movie when they have to apply? They didn't have to come in with, they're not, adults, but they either way they go in it. Yeah, that probably that always happens.
Yeah. No, the internet is definitely, I mean, the internet is great for anonymity. How are they going to find out that I'm not 13?
This is only tangentially related, but I was filling out the survey the other day, and I noticed that my age group is no longer, 17 to 25. I'm in like the 16 to 30 something range now.
Dude, I had the same thing. Because was it last year when I turned 25? I was no longer in 18 to 24. I'm now in 25 to 34. Wait, I'm being grouped with like old people?
No, Lizzo, my wife, an author of Test Game, she had this recent experience where she was signing up for something, and her age group was like 25 to 40.
Yikes.
She just made the cut for the 25 to 40 group.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, it just seems so distant. Like, man, I'll still be in this age group almost 10 years from now.
So it occurred to me, I was processing this and meant to talk about this earlier. You said our most popular week was the week of November 4th, 2011?
November 6th. Thank you, Nathaniel.
November 6th, 2011?
Yeah.
Okay. Which makes me
look
sad
up what was posted that week?
Well, no. That's the week that I was out on my honeymoon and wasn't writing for the site. So that makes me feel really bad.
No, Jenny and I were trying to figure out before what could have caused that upswing, and we couldn't really come up with anything. The only thing I could think of was that maybe I bought some ads on Facebook that week.
Yeah.
as has been known to happen.
Mm-hmm. So, new question.
Okay.
If we're ready for one.
Yeah.
What have your gaming choices been influenced at all by anything that you've read or listened to on GameCola?
Oh.
Because I know that I, for one, have started paying. I pay attention, just gloss through reviews every so often when I'm going to look at buying a new game, but mostly everything's in the bargain bin. So it's like I buy it now for $2 or I never get it at all. So looking at some of the reviews that we've had, I'm like, that actually sounds like a game I might play because we've got like quirky choices and not all mainstream stuff. So I have definitely picked up some games per GameCola's recommendations. Was wondering if anybody else's taste in gaming at all, or gaming purchases.
I will say that I did try playing a Mega Man game once after seeing people talk about it. You shouldn't be. It didn't go well.
Hey, but you tried it.
Yes, and I do not. It is no bearing on the quality of the game. It was purely because I am not a good gamer.
Out of curiosity, do you happen to remember which one it was?
It was 9, actually, because they had the demo on Xbox.
Oh, yeah.
I was hoping it would have been, was it 4, the one where they introduced Dr. Cossack?
Yes.
Was that the one that looks like me?
Yes.
Yes. But actually, I want to say that I probably have been influenced towards playing a game, probably like an SNES game or something. But I can definitely tell you that, minus the pudding, had caused me to go out and download a few demos of different indie games.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, that's definitely happened.
Yeah, I should write that column again sometime.
Maybe. I know. I talked briefly about taking it over, but this job I'm doing lately has been keeping me busy.
Yeah. Really kind of hard to get motivated to play all these Xbox Live indie games when they're all so terrible. It's so hard to find one that is fun.
Yes.
Very a little disheartening.
Mm-hmm. Well, to me, I think it was Bastion, because you were all talking about Bastion as one of the best games of last year. So I was already thinking of giving it a try, but until I saw that article, well, yeah, I did it, and I really dig that game.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, which one? Right now everyone's talking about Fez, so I think I should probably pick one.
Yeah, actually, what was it? Colin Greenhalgh has been going on and on about Fez on Twitter.
Yeah, quite a lot.
But did it really take until now to produce? Because I remember hearing about that game like years ago.
Yeah, that's
remember,
the same Fez.
I remember poking my head in on, I think it was Colin's blog, because I do occasionally read what people for GameCola write outside of GameCola. And I saw some screenshots and said, this looks like my kind of game, and have been wondering where it's been. So it's good to hear it's now being produced.
Just came out like last week, I think.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That was the game too, where the developer, the guy who made it, caused a bit of an uproar. Like, do you know what I'm talking about?
Game on.
Yeah, he was at was it GDC where he was? Anyway, he made a statement about how all modern Japanese games are terrible, something to that, and it made people sad.
What?
Actually, more angry than sad. I think.
But you know what? I'm sorry. You don't need to let me interrupt you when I interrupt you.
No, it's okay. I was just going to say that I think some people have been even boycotting Fez because of his statements on that.
Yikes.
But there are people who express opinions like that all the time. We just don't happen to know about them. And especially, I mean, I haven't heard any of the news on this, so I'm really out of the loop. But I would think that if you offer a fair criticism, that there's something backing it up, and it's not just being crude and bashing people, that you're just expressing an articulated opinion.
Fez is the game where it's like 2D, 3D, right? And you can like rotate.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Colin just showed up to
talk
about Fez.
I like that. You like hopped in just when we were starting to talk
He's like, wait, did somebody say Fez?
Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute.
We were just speaking.
It's funny. He wasn't even tuning into the podcast. He just knew.
Yeah. Someone mentioned Fez, and then he's like, The Colin signal was. Yeah.
He's just so cuddly.
Yes. And for those of you who are listening to this later and can't see the chat, his name is Cuddly Colin, which is also his name elsewhere on the internet.
Yes. On Twitter, follow Colin.
Yeah. He talks about Fez a lot lately.
Yeah. I feel a disturbance in the Fez.
Yeah. So wait, he said that he doesn't like modern Japanese games? Is that what happened?
I was not following it closely enough to make an accurate statement on that. I was actually following more the rage on Twitter than anything else. I believe there were a lot of calls of him being a racist because of that.
Whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, he's racist against video games? I mean...
racist against all of the Japanese because they can't make good video games.
Yikes.
Wow.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's weird. I mean, Japanese are the ones who brought many, I don't know, influential things toward video games, not?
It's where all of the video games came from.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
I mean, because again, if you want to look at American games, all the stuff that we've been complaining about all day, Call of Duty, Battlefield, etc.
Yeah.
Halo.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, we have Daniel right here. He is the person on GameCola who likes shooting games, I believe.
Oh.
I do too. I just don't write about them all that often because I like 5 games that no one else plays.
Fair enough.
Uh-huh.
That's one of the reasons I was really glad that we were able to get Daniel onto the staff to bring a little diversity from non-stop adventure games and Mega Man.
and writing, Phoenix Down, Phoenix what?
Yes,
Phoenix something, yeah.
Phoenix
Well,
something.
I guess that leads into a new conversation topic. So not looking at any cultural biases or anything, just looking at the state of modern games. Is there generally a consensus that we sort of like where modern games are, whether they're from Japan or from other countries? Are we looking forward to what's ahead, or are we still pining for the days of yore when everything was 8-bit?
Well, I'd say that if you compare today's gaming atmosphere to, I don't know, many years ago, it's like, well, you comparing like 2 different girlfriends. The last girlfriend was just a masochist bitch that made you go through some sort of, I don't know, masochistic games or something, but you missed that girlfriend because they made things, how to say it, more spectacular, I think. But today's, I think they're going way too easy, and I don't know. Sometimes this doesn't just feel right.
Difficulty is something that's frequently brought up as one of the major complaints about modern gaming, or rather lack of difficulty, because I think we've sort of moved beyond the gaming is just for the people who are hardcore gamers, and it's to everybody plays video games now. So to open our market as much as possible, let's make it as accessible to a broader population as we can.
Yeah, but sometimes it's way too much.
Something kind of interesting to note is back in the day there used to actually be like difficulty settings, and I don't think I've seen that very often in more modern games.
Well, I see it sometimes still.
Well, I saw it, interestingly enough, in Evil Quest, which is not really a place where I was expecting to see a difficulty setting. And actually that, to me, made the game a lot of fun, because if I wanted to go back and play a boss battle and have it be more difficult, I could do that, because I could change it at any time. But then if I was having like a lot of trouble with something, I could just set it on easy and get through it.
Yeah, I noticed that with Fallout 3. I think, or probably New Vegas did this too. If I got to a part where I was having a lot of difficulty, I could just lower the difficulty setting right there dynamically.
Yeah.
And like what it did was it made everything easier, but you didn't get nearly as much XP for doing it. But I mean, it got me through parts that otherwise I didn't want to sit there for an hour trying to beat one dude.
Yeah.
So I could just lower that and do it that way instead.
Yeah, but also I don't think we are moving way too much into graphics, in sound department. I think we're losing much of the essence that, what really makes game fun back in the day.
Well, games are becoming more and more entertainment experiences than games, because I'm just spouting statistics off the top of my head that aren't actually statistics, so I guess I'm just talking. But there's huge budgets that go into the art department, that go into the music, that go into the cutscenes. And a lot of the time, if you strip all of that away and just say, look at the gameplay and say, what are we playing? Sometimes it's not actually all that much. It's more like watching a movie where you occasionally poke a button and then something happens. And for some people, and some of the time, there can be really fantastic games out there. But when I sit down to play a video game, I want to play a video game. I don't mind cutscenes. I don't mind things looking and sounding really pretty, but it's all about the gameplay for me. And I know that a lot of the time it's been more overall entertainment experiences and not games that happen to have some really shiny, fancy new components.
I'm just reminded of the VHS tape that I was mailed when I had a Nintendo Power subscription when Star Fox 64 came out.
I think I have that tape somewhere.
I still have it. I definitely do. And just the part where the guy's like, this is the Rumble Pack. It's what makes Star Fox 64 the coolest cinematic gaming experience yet. It's like, wow, the Rumble Pack? Like, thinking about that now.
Yeah. But for you younger gamers out there, force feedback did not used to be built into a controller. You used to had to buy this big plastic thing that you had to plug into it.
That's right. It didn't come with it. Oh, man.
No, it didn't. It didn't come out until Star Fox came out.
Yeah, but I mean, the controllers came with a port, so they were anticipating stuff like that.
Yes, well, they came with you could put a memory card in the port, too, I think.
That's right, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But no, I definitely have to agree. I mean, there's definitely a place for, like, Mass Effect 3 or whatever, where they have really great graphics, a cinematic experience, very involving or whatever, pulls you into the game. But I also think that there's definitely still a place for simple games with simple graphics that are just fun or easy or whatever. And for whatever reason, they don't continue to make the simpler games. They just continue making bigger and better graphics and crazier whatever.
Well, not to argue with you too much on this hour, Jetty.
Yeah.
But I think you are seeing a lot of these smaller, simpler games released on platforms like Xbox Live and PlayStation Network, and even on the PC. Like you're seeing, I think indie developers are starting to run with the idea of making a shorter game that you only have to pay $5 or $10 for.
I mean, that one I can definitely agree with, but I think the indie scene is sort of like cast to the side by the average gamer, I feel like. And most gamers sort of don't trust indie games, or for whatever reason, stuff that would fly in a game that was released by a major company, everyone's like, this is stupid when it's in an indie game. I don't know. I think there's a place in the world for major companies to release simple games.
Like World One Sour.
Yes.
Exactly.
I'm not actually sure who made that.
Well, thing is, actually, like 1 or 2 years ago, I wouldn't even go close to any indie game or Xbox Live, whatever, because, I don't know, it didn't seem like the thing. But 1 or 2 years ago, I think I found these games pretty much being washed over graphics and everything, and I just couldn't stand it anymore. Most of my articles comes with a reference or a picture of Halo, but thinking through these 10 years of Halo, I don't see too much improvement behind that same formula, and I don't know, I just got sick of it. And I don't say I hate Halo or any shooting game right now, but come on, man, there's some improvement. The game's not perfect, right?
Yeah, well, basically, instead of trying to improve the game, they just improve the graphics.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's kind of...
So, in an ideal world, what kind of a gaming landscape would you like to see, whether it's the way things already are now or out there? For example, I, for one, would love to see a time where we can release any kind of game, any company can release any kind of game, whether it's, big Final Fantasy, super shiny, turn-based random battle RPG, or whether it's tiny little game that's got, 4 sound effects and a half a level, and there's almost nothing to it, and it's just running around bopping cougars on the head with a mallet or whatever.
I definitely play that
truly,
Xbox indie game.
Yeah, right. But that there is truly a place for large and small development companies, anybody who's got the resources to do it, to make whatever kind of game they want to make, and not whatever the general trend needs to be, whatever uses motion controls, or whatever the, neatest Kinect gimmick is. It's just, let's sit down and make a game. Here's the technology that we've got at hand. What's the style we want to achieve? What's the technology that we have at hand? And not really being driven towards any particular trends, just saying, let's make a game. So for me, that would be my ideal gaming landscape.
Yeah, I agree
Well, I
on
think,
that. Yeah.
I think, and you might have been actually trying to lead us up to this, Nathaniel, but with Kickstarter now, I think you might be seeing more things like that. Like Tim Schafer and Double Fine, they all got together and said, we want to make a classic point-and-click adventure game. And they just they went to the fans to pay for it. Like, they went to the fans to get the funding to make that game. Like, people, I think, now more than ever can get together and say, this is the kind of game we want. Let's just go online and see if we can find our audience and get them to help us make it, and then it can happen that way. You wouldn't have seen that even like 5 years ago.
Yeah. Has anyone seen Iron Brigade, what was called Trench back in the year?
I didn't play it.
Negatory.
No.
Negatory. Well, it's a Double Fine's game. It's a mech battle game. I don't know. It's kind of weird. But the thing is, it's pretty fun. It's a cool shooter, a defense tower game. But it uses kind of the technology from the old generation. It just doesn't look as new as today's games, but it really pays off, and I'm all over it.
Yeah, actually, I'm a big fan of 2D pixels, sprites, that kind of thing. So I don't know if they're still making them. The Castlevania games, the 2D ones that they were making for like the DS and stuff. I don't see why those kinds of games can't survive with the 3D games like on the same, they can be coming out at the same time. Because there's still an art to making, pixels, to drawing stuff. And that in itself has its own look and feel. You don't need to be, the hideous 3D Castlevania games that they came out with.
Yeah, I'm just so glad that we're out of the N64 era of even the worst polygons look better than 2D. Come on, let's make these really ugly games.
Yeah,
because that's better.
Yeah, just Final Fantasy VII.
Cloud in his one polygon hand.
Which, incidentally, is the only Final Fantasy game I haven't played of the ones available for the systems that I have.
Really?
Yeah, it's been all this time, and me being as anti-spoiler as I am, it's been very difficult to keep my head buried in the sand all these years. I'm like, no, she's still alive. Don't tell me these things.
Yeah, I played Final Fantasy VII well after it was reasonable to do so. I had that spoiled for me like hundreds of times before I got anywhere near that part of the game. And of course, what we're talking about is the part where Tifa dies halfway through.
Oh man,
you ruined it.
You guys. But actually, here we are. It is 2:45. Well, at least for those of us who are in Eastern Standard Time or Eastern Daylight Time.
Oh no, are we gonna try a contest again?
Yeah, I do believe it is time for another trivia. So Diana can win another Tails sweater or something.
Right. I bet Nathaniel can come up with a really good trivia question.
Actually, it looks like we have a significant number of viewers right now, so maybe someone else can actually win something.
I think half of them are on the staff.
Maybe. Okay, Nathaniel, go. Trivia question.
Well, the first trivia question that came to mind is, why is my phone ringing? Because I just muted that. And you missed that whole excitement there where the Mega Man 1 boss battle theme was rumbling around in my pocket. Things and stuff. Trivia question? I do conversation topics, not trivia questions.
Oh, no.
Don't ask me this one.
Yikes.
All right, I have a list that I was jotting down.
Well, I can ask ones that I don't actually have the answer to.
Okay, I can probably supply the answer.
I don't know if that would help. But throughout GameCola's 10-year history, what video game series has been tagged the most number of times in posts?
Yikes.
Oh, I think I know that one off the top of my head.
There was a time before Phoenix Wright.
There was a time? Oh man.
So I'm going to try to check the. I think I can check that on the website somehow.
Yikes. Well, if you.
I can actually. I'm looking at it right now. I can tell you what the two top phrases that have ever been tagged are.
Yikes.
And they are Paul Franzen and Michael Gray.
Yikes.
Well, really? You'd think Matt Gardner would be on there, having written also for the site for 10 years, but
constipation porn. Yeah. I see that coming.
Yes, now we're starting to read from the chat room, and we've got that along with Mega Man, Water Closet, Zelda, and more. Phoenix Wright, Mario Brothers. And my computer just died using a laptop, which is a game I'm not familiar with.
It's not showing me which is tagged the most.
Here,
Oh,
sorry, if I just go to tag and then type in different,
it doesn't give you a number. Like if
you get pages.
What?
I can see how many pages there are.
You can? Okay, then go for it.
Okay, I mean, can you take a guess at what it was?
You want me to guess? Because
I mean, well, it's already been said.
It's Phoenix Wright, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. Had to.
I'm appalled at my own question.
Yeah, what did you think?
Who said it? Who said it first?
Diana, of course.
Diana, once
Of course.
So the question is, does she want a Guild Wars 2 beta key, even though she's turned it down like 3 times? She's really killing this trivia stuff.
Yeah.
Oh man, monkeys that look like cats.
That sounds like a be careful what you search for, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh,
yeah.
That's what people were talking about. You're right, this is sexy.
Constipation porn, yeah.
Yep. Yeah, that's one of our top key searches now on thanks to Terrence there.
Yikes. So
when did we get her for the list?
We went through that question really quickly. Do we want to ask another? We've got all these tail sweaters that we got to give away. I don't even know what this is.
Diana.
Yeah.
Okay, I got a good one. All right.
Okay.
What did GameCola vote as the greatest video game of all time in our top 50 games list from a couple years ago?
Oh, let's dig it.
It was just in December, wasn't it? It wasn't a couple years ago.
I thought it was recently.
No, that was a couple months ago was the top worst game.
That's right.
The best game.
Oh, right. Well, I can answer
someone
this
different got it.
Oh. Did they get it right?
Small girl got it.
Oh.
Yeah, that's it. It's Portal.
She also won. And she also didn't want the Guild Wars 2 or the month of Xbox Live or the Secret World beta.
Does she want stickers?
Small girl, do you want some stickers?
Again, it does require sending someone over the internet your address. So,
Hey, email Paul or Paul will be in contact. I have your email address, so I can give it to Paul, I think.
Yeah. What else was on that list, actually? Who remembers?
What else was on the top 50?
Yeah.
How should I know?
So
we got a couple extra minutes left over still.
Well, I got one more trivia question as well.
Oh, okay.
And I don't know how best to answer this, so I'm going to try and be working in the background. Of all of the Mario games we have ever reviewed, which one was the lowest rated on the out of 10 scale?
Yikes.
And you're looking up the answer because I do not know that one.
I'm going to do my best.
Okay.
Which one was lowest rated?
People are naming a variety of games that we have not reviewed.
Oh, don't worry. Yikes.
I'm getting the impression that some of the people in the chat room have not been reading GameCola for the past 10 years.
Yikes.
Very disappointing.
Sunshine. No.
Also, the Wario games that bear the name Wario, like Wario Land, Super Mario Land 3 doesn't
count.
Well, what would you guys guess, Jetty and Daniel?
Man.
That.
Which could it be? Yoshi's Island count?
Okay, well, right now I've pulled all of the reviews that are tagged with simply the word Mario. So of the games that we've reviewed that are tagged with the name Mario, which is the best we're going to get, I think.
I'll accept that. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. So currently the roster is New Super Mario Bros. Wii, Flash Flood, any of the Flash games.
Oh, yeah.
Any of the Mario Flash games, and you can just multiply the score by 2, because I do an out of 5. Super Mario Bros. 3, Super Mario Bros. 2, Super Mario Brothers, Super Mario Land 2, 6 Golden Coins, and Mario Party 8, and Super Mario Land.
Now I know the answer.
I bet it's Mario Land.
No, I don't think so.
I'm completely guessing.
I'm gonna say Party.
I'm gonna say Super Mario Bros. Wii.
Okay. Just for the interest of time, I'll read off whatever scores we've given them instead of trying to find which one's the lowest. So, New Super Mario Bros. Wii was given by Medio Xavier an 8. Great.
Thanks.
Well deserved score.
That's bias. Okay.
Let's see. My Flash Flood reviews. We have Super Mario 63, which I gave adjusted score 6 out of 10. Super Mario Bros. Crossover, which got an 8 out of 10 adjusted. And, this might be it. Mario Remix Boss Edition, which got a 4 out of 10 from me. Then we've also got Super Mario Bros. 3, which has a 9 out of 10. Super Mario Bros. 2 is also a 9, if we're going by the fun score and not
Average.
Of the weird scope.
This would have been such a better question if I would have prepared in advance.
Average.
The original Super Mario Brothers has an 8.6. Super Mario Land 2 has a 6. Mario Party 8 is a 6. I think we're starting to see some trends here with Mario.
Nice.
And Super Mario Land for the Game Boy, Matt Jonas says, is a 5. Totally average.
So
I win the prize.
So of the Mario games that actually count, Matt Jonas's
5.
less than stellar thoughts about Super Mario Land for the Game Boy, I think would win.
Yikes.
I think I see that Diana guessed that. Did anyone guess it before her?
So there's my excuse for a trivia question.
Okay, so being that it is about that time, I guess we will wrap up.
Yes.
Nathaniel, Paul Aniel.
Daniel.
Yes, thank you everyone for being here for this hour.
Thank you for not kicking us off the podcast.
Until now, bye guys. Yes, this hour is over, so thank you everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
See ya.
Calibrating audio volume.
Calibrating your mom volume.
Mom, be quiet.